It's Operation Babble with Mike Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Dude, I think that was perfect. That felt beautiful. My jollies are tingling.
There we go. Oh, I was just listening to one of the casts that we did.
Yeah.
And I was going to talk about something. Oh, yes, because I cut it out of the podcast.
Oh,
but
okay.
I thought you would like to bring it back up. But
shit.
Because the reason I cut it out of the podcast was because apparently I got a little too close to the mic when I was trying to defend myself.
Okay.
So I figured you'd like to reiterate to the whole world how much of an idiot I am for thinking that the kid from Deadpool 2 was a girl actress the entire time.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. You really want to bring that back up?
Go ahead. So you can explain it, I guess.
Okay, so I don't know how many people have seen this cult phenomenon called Deadpool 2. And if we remember, the little plucky kid that Deadpool's running around with, Fire Fist or whatever the hell they end up calling him.
Yeah.
What's it?
Fire Fist.
The fucking actor, Michael, was absolutely convinced that that was an actress, not an actor. And to a point where I've been wrong about a few things. Granted, half the time I'm probably hammered, therefore I have an excuse. You, sir, did not have an excuse. And I wouldn't have given you so much shit about it, but almost on cue, Nikki, your wife, heard you and goes, "You thought that was a woman? Are you kidding me?" And it was just like, I felt so validated in just giving you just deepest of sighs. So he is in fact a he.
He is a he. Julian Dennison.
Yep.
Sorry,
And,
Julian, if I offended you, but
Juliana, apparently.
when I saw him on, they did a thing on GMA. It was him and Ryan Reynolds, Brolin, and the chick who played Domino.
Oh God, she's so fucking hot. What's her name? I know this. I'm gonna look it up.
And then the girl who plays Vanessa.
Marina Baccarin.
Yeah.
Zazie Beetz. Dude, she's awesome. I think she's the love interest. What's her name in Creed? The 2 Creed movies.
Okay. Yeah,
Am I crazy?
I haven't seen any of the Creed movies. I need to.
Oh, it's so good. That's another reason. Dude, we have to. Oh God, it comes up. God, it's so bad. It comes up all the time. That's why Black Panther was such a huge disappointment to me, because Ryan Coogler is like, he's the next coming, dude. He's so good.
Did he do the Creed movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did both of them, 1 and
Okay.
2. And like, he just shot it. And I mean, granted, those movies are like, there's some studio stuff on it, but they let him do it. Like,
right.
They were his movies. And that's why, like, the way he like encompasses like that hip hop feel into his soundtracks, like, he does it so flawlessly, and like, it was so well done. So I was like, when they announced him for Black Panther, I'm like, I'm so fucking there. Like, I was like, I'm there. It's gonna be great. And then I saw it, and I mean, I'll just always tell you, man, I went and saw it in theaters. I saw it like, and I do not go to movies like opening week. Like, I just don't.
Right.
At the general audience, you're all animals, all of you. You all suck.
Opening week or opening weekend?
Either. It doesn't matter. Like,
Okay.
the first week of the release, people are going. It doesn't matter. Like, they're
Right.
going to the 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock shows and all that stuff. And then especially on the weekends, it's even worse. So, like, there's just nothing worse than having to deal with just fucking people fucking around on their phone, or like Force Awakens. I had it happen. I went to The Greatest Showman and it happened. fucking like, oh my god, it's almost 50-50 at this point for me.
Yeah.
And and I don't understand people, man. It's like you're spending like $20 to be there, assuming you get like food and shit.
Right.
It's like, at least just for the ticket alone, you're spending like $8. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing?
I think
like, shut the hell up.
For us, the worst thing that I've had to deal with in the theater were crying babies. And they're for movies that you wouldn't expect them to take a fucking baby to.
But why would you even take a baby to a theater? Like, it's bad for the hearing, like the audio's so loud, like that's just got to be bad. It's just got to be physically bad for a baby.
Our oldest son, he didn't go to a movie theater until he was like, I think it was for his second birthday when he went and saw Cars 2 in theaters.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
And
I mean,
that was more of
sense.
like a children movie too. And then our youngest, he didn't go, and well, he went, I think he was about 2 when we finally took him, but we took him to a dollar theater, and it was to go see Home. And I was like, I'm not going to go see this damn movie unless we're paying $1. And then I went and saw it, and then I fell in love with it, and I was like, fuck, they got me.
That Home is that's the one with Jim Parsons is that like purple little alien?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole little alien group. They did a Netflix show with crappier animation based on it.
Yeah. I imagine that would be I imagine that would lend itself to more of the daytime cartoon versus the actual movie though.
Right. Yeah, they get a lot more you can do a lot more story with it.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like Lilo and Stitch. Like Lilo and Stitch is a good movie, but I felt like that universe lent itself to a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. Lilo and Stitch did like 4 movies or something, 4 or 5 movies.
Like all straight to DVD shit, but like
I watched every single one.
Unlike the reverse though, like when they try to do that shit with like Lion King and like Little Mermaid and stuff, that shit just doesn't work, man. It's just like I don't know.
Well, they did it back in the 90s with the Aladdin. The Aladdin TV show was dope.
Well, they did it with all of them, and it's like I mean,
don't remember a Little Mermaid show. They probably had it.
I guess I could see Aladdin being okay, but it's just kind of like that stuff is just like those stories were just so well told that it's just kind of like I like the happily ever after endings. Like those feel good.
Well, that was the nice thing with the Aladdin one is every time like Aladdin didn't stop being like a street rat or whatever in the movies, so they could play it off in the TV show super easy. And then the palace guards were still always an ass to him, no matter how much he was doing.
What do they always say? It's like you can take the streets, you can take him out of the streets, but you can't take the streets out of him.
Yeah,
like that thug life. I'm like
and that was trying to. Oh, go on.
Oh no, you go.
I was gonna say that's one of those cartoons too that I was okay that they replaced the main voice of Genie because of course they weren't gonna get Robin Williams at that time.
Yeah.
But the guy who replaced him was pretty good, just like the guy who replaced Parsons in the Home TV show on Netflix. He sounds almost just like the dude. I was surprised.
Yeah. Well, didn't they replaced Robin Williams for the second one because they couldn't get him back, right? The movie.
No, I think he was in all 3 movies.
Was he in all 3? Are you sure?
Yeah, I believe so. If not, they replaced him with the guy who did the TV show. Let's see.
I swore he didn't come back for one. There was one of them he didn't come back for, I think.
If anybody comes up besides Robin Williams as first on IMDb, that's stupid.
Well, it's going to be Will Smith, man. God, what a terrible casting decision. What the fuck? Did you see the trailer for that?
I saw one trailer for... no, wait. I saw 2 because the teaser was like when they were at the... Oh, what the hell do they call it? The stupid thing in the desert. And then the second one, they actually did a full-blown trailer with Will Smith and stuff. And that kind of like, I was like, So it looks like he was Genie in Aladdin. And then he was Genie in...
This is Robin Williams.
Yes, right? Robin Williams. Okay. And he was Genie in Aladdin on Ice. Which is a TV movie. Genie voice...
They animated
I'm guessing it was like a Christmas thing, a Christmas special or some shit.
Or maybe like they did like a pantomime play
Right.
or something with the audio. I could see that.
And then he was Genie in Aladdin and the King of Thieves, but Return of Jafar's not on there, so they must have
Boom,
replaced
told
him
you.
and then went back.
Yeah, because they like I think it was a money thing. I think it was a money.
That
dispute.
doesn't sound right, though.
I'm telling you, dude, he got replaced for some reason, and I don't know why. I can't remember if it was because he didn't want to do it, or if they weren't gonna shell out the dough. It was something like
Dan
that.
Castellaneta was the Genie for that. Dang, he sounded a lot like him.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like
It
why
doesn't
wouldn't you
really matter, yeah.
Can I tell you that was really odd for me? Like I couldn't imagine why you would get Will Smith for the live action movie, because he's gonna be CGI for a decent amount. Probably, I mean, not
Well,
like
I
half
don't
the
know.
movie.
It looks like they're not, because he's not even blue in some of that trailer shit they showed.
Well, when he's a person, he's just him. But
Right.
he's only blue when he's in genie form. I'm imagining, because it would be less expensive to render out and like.
It
color
doesn't
correct
look
and
like
stuff.
there's a lot of CG going on with his thing, except for like the lower half maybe when he's floating.
Oh, here you go. Due to the well-publicized bitter fallout over the use of his voice in the marketing campaign for Aladdin, Robin Williams refused to reprise the role of the genie and was instead replaced by Dan Castellaneta, best known for voicing Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Dope. So, I mean, if you're gonna replace him with somebody, that's not bad. That's a pretty strong. I mean, I guess back then he didn't have a lot of traction, but I mean, you're talking about a voice cast that was strong enough to keep a series going for what, 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I am going to switch my mic because my AC is on and I can hear it.
Yep, fair enough. Another faux pas. Eight air conditioning on, but granted, you probably have like central air because you're in a house.
Yeah, we have central air and but you can still hear it because the vent's literally right above me.
Are you ever gonna sound? Well, why don't you just like soundproof your room? Because you don't have doors and shit either, and I imagine
Right.
you don't have carpeting because you have animals.
Yeah, it's all tile.
You could probably
I am
put a couple
planning.
space rugs.
Well, I'm planning on building like a tiny little recording room in the garage.
Oh, okay.
And I'll do the audio recording in the garage, especially when people are home, because then it's a lot quieter.
Or why don't you try to get one of the? Have you seen those like goofy things that like the singers use? That have, like,
I've
it's
seen
like
those now. Yeah,
Have you? I mean, you could test one of those out. I bet that'd work pretty good.
that's actually not a bad idea. I saw Bizarre from D12, Eminem's old group. Well, not Eminem's old group, a group.
I feel you.
But I saw him, like my buddy does some graphic design for Bizarre's groups that he manages right now in Detroit.
Okay.
And we won't get into the politics of that, but so I was watching like a video of him on Instagram as he was recording, and he was just recording like in his living room with a mic in his like MacBook Pro or some shit, and he had one of those stupid little shields that you're talking about. And that's how he recorded his entire album.
That's awesome. I love that though. I think that's awesome. There's something endearing about that stuff, especially because I mean, if there's anybody who can tell you, it's us, dude. Everything's in post, man. So much stuff is done in the editing process, like
especially with films too. Like I know we're talking about audio and stuff right now, but even with films, like people think it's a glamorous, like workplace or something like that. You're literally like building something out of crap wood, making it look pretty for camera, and then going around and redoing it for something else.
Or just even just taking me doing photography. Like photography tends to be like essentially my moonlight job. And I mean, I can't even tell you, I shoot in a shitty little apartment. Like I have no space at all. So it's like, you just put the backdrop up and then you got a bird in your house?
I think that's our dog.
Oh, the dog.
Yeah.
But it's like we'd be shooting and it's like, oh yeah, well I got the backdrop, so I know I'm gonna have to paint out about half of this. So it's like, you're gonna spend hours trying to get the lighting right, but the lighting's really just so the stuff on the set looks good and your model looks good, and you're like, yep, I'm gonna have to edit about 90% of these because the background, like the corners are gonna be all fucked up, and like this is gonna suck, and it's the thankless part of the job is all the post work. Everybody gets so happy with this. It's like, especially editing a movie, dude. It's like you can edit. Like, oh my God, with the Star Wars trailer and like all these other trailers coming out right now, I keep telling Hannah, I'm like, it just pisses me off. Like, why can't trailer editors be more artistic and like,
they used to be like, impressive. I mean, they used to be a legit, like, well, I mean, granted, it is still a legit job title. Like, they literally hire one person just to edit the trailers. It's a completely different editor than the movie.
Well, and like a lot of times they're like trailer houses. Like there's literally like companies that's what they do. I think that's what happened with Suicide Squad. They had a trailer house essentially edit the movie, and boy did it show. Like it showed. So. Yeah.
No, I think with the trailers is the same thing that's going along with poster art. The posters are all, it's all basic, generic. It looks like someone just grabs a picture and drops it in Photoshop, and bam, they're calling it it. Yeah. Maybe put a little filter, like with Infinity War. Yeah. Like they dropped Thanos on there, and and then they like put like a freaking like purple screen over top of him, and then drop all the Avengers in. I'm looking at the picture right now. That's why I'm like making fun of it.
Well, dude, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's literally every poster now looks like that. And it pisses me off. Like, pull up the Nutcracker. If you're looking at the Avengers one, keep that up and look at the Nutcracker. I see that fucking next to all the stuff. I'm like, why does the Nutcracker look like a goddamn superhero movie?
The Nutcracker in the Four Realms one?
Yeah. It looks like a superhero movie. And
does.
I'm like, you could literally put it next to Black Panther or that, and then like they'll go back and do like, like when they release like an old movie on like Blu-ray or something, they'll redo the box art and they update it to look like that. I'm like, it's ridiculous, dude. They all look the same now.
They even have like Morgan Freeman on this Nutcracker one. He's on one side, and then you have, I can't tell who the other person is, older girl, on another side. But, like, Morgan Freeman's got this, like, tight, like, he's, like, gonna go into action badass face. And he's got, like, the fucking Nick Fury eye thing over him.
God damn.
It's like Nick Fury in, like, 50 years.
But that's what I'm saying. It looks so dumb. They're all the same. And it makes me fucking annoyed. It's just, like, there's no inspiration anymore.
Oh, no.
Like, I was telling Hannah, like, because we kind of talked about it at the end of my top 5 podcast.
Okay.
About like fucking spoiling stuff in trailers nowadays.
Right.
And I understand you can do that for a lot of markets and stuff because people don't care. But like, there was a trailer for this new movie that just came out called Stockholm.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it, but it's obviously based on the bank robbery or whatever that essentially helms the definition for Stockholm syndrome, I guess. And in the thing, it's like this big bank heist and stuff. Let's see if I can pull up the origin quick, and then we can just talk about it. Okay, so it's Stockholm syndrome. The origin is from 1970s. It's a reference to a bank robbery in Stockholm. Stockholm, Sweden in 1973. It was the first criminal event in Sweden covered by live television. Oh, that's fucking cool. That's actually really cool. So they're making a movie about it, right? And I think it's got like Ethan Hawke and a bunch of other people. So this dude, so like the trailer opens up and the bank robber, so it's like basic bank robber movie. It's like, oh, cool. This is neat. And he's like shooting stuff, and then there's some comedy aspects to it. It's like, oh my God, I think she's been shot. He's like, she has not been shot. She's probably having a cramp or something. Get her a banana or something like that. And it's really funny. It's cool lines and stuff. And then like the next title card is in Stockholm, Sweden or something.
Right.
And I go, oh, okay. Well, I just start asking, immediately, like, instead of asking questions, I'm answering the questions now.
Right.
And I told Hannah, I show her the trailer, and I go, imagine if I recut that, right? And you see the scene where a guy is, like, shooting his gun and scaring people, and then he kisses a woman in the bank vault, and, like, there's a cop on the phone, like, talking about how, like, some, like, people don't want to leave the bank, and they almost essentially want to help the guy now.
Right.
And then at the end of the movie, because the movie is titled Stockholm. It's literally called Stockholm. So I go, imagine if you saw all this cool imagery, all these neat characters, and then at the end, it's like, boom, Stockholm.
Mm-hmm.
I go, you would go, I'm watching the thing, Stockholm, and you go, oh, do you think that has something to do with Stockholm Syndrome? Oh, you start asking questions, and then you'd look it up, right?
Right.
Most likely, you'd forget all the imagery you just saw because now you're, like, distracted. Because your short-term memory probably wouldn't let you keep it. You would have just thought, oh, that's all interesting. I wonder what's happening. Boom, Stockholm. Now I got to go figure that out, and you can't help yourself. But now, the way they actually cut it, it's like bank robbery. He shoots stuff. Boom, Stockholm. And I'm like, oh, okay, so this must be a play on Stockholm Syndrome or something.
Right.
And then as it's going, I'll go, oh, this must be what actually happened. Oh, this is a movie about what happened. Oh, okay, so now every single thing I see for every piece of imagery that I see after that is a spoiler. Literally a spoiler, because now I'm piecing together what's happening. And I go, I imagine if they did it the other way around. And that's how I take stuff in. Like, welcome to my fucking analyzing brain, dude. That's how I treat everything in my life. It's frustrating.
They will not only, like, just how you take in your trailer stuff, like, they literally blow big moments in a lot of trailers. That's why with Endgame, I have not seen anything except for the first little teaser with Stark in the plane talking to the helmet.
That's all
basically.
I've seen is him in the ship talking to the helmet. That is all I've seen. That's it.
Like, I think I saw a picture of Jeremy Renner's stupid haircut once,
and like
that's
Ant-Man,
about it. Like, saying hi or whatever
security
at the end of that
camera.
They put that, I think, at the end of all of them. I'm not sure.
Well, and the cool thing about, like, Marvel is, like, well, for all I know, it's a bait and switch now.
Right.
Like, I can't even trust the images.
People were saying that the Russos were putting out fake stuff in the trailers. So and they did it with Infinity War. Yeah. Because they show Hulk running through Wakanda. Never fucking happened, assholes.
Well, that whole scene never happened.
Right.
Like that the whole thing didn't exist.
Unless it's a scene that's going into Endgame.
Which, I mean, if it was, that would kind of suck. I like the idea that there's something that
isn't there.
It was for the trailer. Like,
right.
That it makes the trailer special. That's why it's cool.
And it keeps you guessing on, well, when's Hulk going to show up? When he's got to pop out now. Yeah. But yeah, like with trailers and again with cover art, dude, too. Like, cover art a lot of the times can give away a lot of the stuff nowadays.
Or fucking Tron. Do you remember Tron Legacy or whatever, the remake?
Yeah.
The fucking soundtrack. Every title of every song was a spoiler for the scene. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you do that?
I just want them to go back to just cut the trailer with minimal stuff. Like, even with the new... They did a Child's Play. They're doing a Child's Play reboot.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark Hamill's doing the fucking voice.
Mark Hamill's doing the voice, which is one thing that I'm actually kind of cool with, because I was like, Brad Dourif's not doing the voice. It's the first Chucky movie. Fuck this. And then I heard he's doing the voice. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in now.
I did the same thing.
But
and I'll watch anything with Aubrey Plaza in it.
The trailer they dropped, though, it's like the whole story basically, because they're not going with a cursed doll anymore. They're going with it's an electronical malfunction or some bullshit.
Well, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's, dude.
Yeah,
that's who they're aiming.
I'm like,
for.
why call it Child's Play? Just call it something else.
It's for the marketing, man. The same thing you gave me shit about. Oh, it's for the toys. It's for marketing, dude. That's all it is.
Fucking with my childhood now.
Dude, I completely agree with that sentiment. 5-10 years ago, I was like, fuck you. Oh, it's ruining my childhood. I was like, get over yourselves. No, they're not. And then they actually started doing it, like where they were starting to make the movies that were actually altering timelines and lore and retconning things. And I go, okay, this is different. this is fucking, because now when I go back and watch the original trilogy of Star Wars, I'm gonna go, oh, well,
that doesn't matter.
This doesn't work. Like, this is wrong. Like, that's not right.
Right.
Like why doesn't Yoda just kill him? Like, he apparently can summon lightning bolts like Thor. Why doesn't he just kill him? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh man.
Boy, that Star Wars trailer. Fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. I hated all of that.
I'm half tempted to rip your audio and just put it onto one of these podcasts.
Dude, just fucking just put a link in the description to my fucking
I'll do
rant
that
on
actually.
Just put a. Oh man, I was mad. I told Hannah, I go, I do not care. I am not going to bed until this video gets uploaded on YouTube. I even had a spelling error on it and it pissed me off, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm not
You
changing
can go back and change it. It'll take like 2 seconds.
No, it's my anger. That's how mad I was. I was fine with the grammatical error. Oh man, I was pissed. I was so mad. I just just everybody just stop fucking with. Just stop. Everybody stop. Like, let's make movies again. We don't need to make advertisements that are 2 hours long.
They need to be a little more creative and stop like retconning everything from the past. Like, I get it. That's where your guaranteed money is and all this and that. But come on, like, that's why I love indie movies more, because you get a lot better storylines from there. Yeah, it might not look as pretty, or it might be, you know, a sappy story that we've heard before, but it's shot differently, things like that. You know, it's creative.
Well, and it's like, I've always told people some of the, when it comes to making art, or like especially making movies, you get all these special moments from the lack of resources.
Right.
Like having to problem solve on the fly, or like maybe somebody comes in and like, or like maybe a set thing didn't work, or you didn't get enough money, or somebody got hurt, or, you know, these things happen.
Right.
And being forced to problem solve and fix on the fly, you get some stuff that like ad libs or like cool moments that you would never have thought, or you are forced to overanalyze the script now because you have to fix something. And I'm like, that's part of art. But when you have too much fucking money like Disney and no competition, you do whatever the hell you want, and there's nobody to tell you, well, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, man, it's like, why would you not give like Mark Hamill fucking like creative control over stuff? Like, imagine if he'd have been a producer on this. Like, the guy lives, eats, and breathes this, and you can tell he actually gives a damn about it.
Yeah, because he's one of the actors, too, that will still come out with Star Wars shit. Like, he'll diss the fucking movie, even though he's in it. He hates the direction everything's gone. He's like, my character wouldn't do this. That's like, I heard him ranting and shit about like the whole just throwing the shit over his shoulder.
There's a documentary.
Stuff.
There's a documentary on the making of this. Dude, watch it, man. It's brutal. That poor guy, man. It's like Ben Affleck with Batman.
He really, I think he only keeps doing it just for the fans, because he loves his fans. And,
well, now I'm assuming it's contract.
Well, I still say it's his fans, because he still wants to come back and do more trickster stuff on the Flash show.
Well, why not? Well, it's not like they fucked his
they
character
haven't,
up. He's fine.
They haven't reached back out to him yet. I'm like, they're stupid if they don't. Like,
that's good though. I mean, Flash is really not great this season. They need, hopefully they get a revamp and they'll come back next season strong. Right. Hopefully, Crisis on Infinite Earth can maybe like retcon some shit and fix things.
Well, it's messing with reality, so they can change a lot of shit with it.
Which would be nice. It would be really nice. I really want I want this CW like team thing to go away. I'm done with that. Like, that was cute for the first couple of seasons. He doesn't need a team anymore. He's the fucking Flash. He's a CSI investigator. He's smart. Like, let him be smart and he's so above these people now.
Ooh.
So
Speaking
I don't
of
know.
which, I got a new Flash toy
I saw that from the shitty
from the
movies.
Justice League movie. Yeah, I was tempted not to get it, or hesitant not to get it because of that. But I was like, he's Flash, fuck it. And this is what
Yeah.
he says. This is what he says.
Time to turn up the speed.
What?
Evildoers can run, but they can't outrun me. Woohoo! Here comes the Flash. Yeah! Time to turn up the speed.
He just says
I hated all of
he
that.
just says a bunch of shit that he doesn't ever say in the movie.
Or even in the fucking cartoons. Dude,
Yeah.
Flash is the best part of the old cartoons, man. I loved him. Like in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. He's so great.
Dude, oh, what was another one that I was thinking of fucking things that they ruined when they redid that. It's pissing me off. That could be a whole like 5-hour podcast.
That who ruined?
Anybody.
Everyone.
So
at
I
this
wanted
point.
to talk
Disney.
about something real quick though before I forget about it. Well, I won't really forget about it, but this way you can make fun of me.
Okay.
So I watched the Unicorn Store on Netflix.
Yeah. God, you will not stop posting about that. Holy shit. It's amazing.
No, I recommend everyone go and watch it. It's a cute little kind of indie movie, I guess. It's got like an indie feel to it.
Is there a little synopsis you can give me without spoiling it?
Yeah, sure. Without spoiling it, possibly. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so Brie Larson, she's directs and acts in this, and and she is a artist, a failed artist kind of type thing. She's lost in her world right now. She's not sure what to do, and then she's offered by Sam Jackson's weird character in the movie to get a unicorn from the unicorn store. But to do it, she has to meet the criteria, and like throughout the movie, they give her like a binder of, oh, you gotta
Stop
get
banging
this,
the table.
you gotta get that, and like one of her things that she has to try and do is like make sure she's financially stable to take care of the unicorn. Like it plays into the movie pretty well. So
Oh, I got you.
I don't want to spoil like the ending or anything like that because it's kind of cool. And there's 2 points in there where it made me cry. One was fucking
Don't
it's
spoil
stupid.
it.
No, it's not
Don't
spoiling.
spoil it.
They put it in the trailer. They put it
Well,
in the trailer, but
we already talked about spoilers in trailers.
yeah. Well, no, it's just a line she says, and I posted it on Facebook. I don't remember what the heck her name is. Joan. Fucking A. I'm gonna be pissed off. Huh?
Of Arc.
No. Shit. Go the other way.
So Brie
I don't know.
Larson
Yeah. So Brie Larson.
directed and starred in it.
Yes, I'm not
Did
sure
she write it?
I don't believe so. Cool little thing though in it. Let me see. Did she write in it? No, Samantha McIntyre did.
Okay.
But a cool little thing in there, like me and Nick were watching it. The intro is just like a bunch of video clips from like a camcorder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it looks like, and they're dated to where it could be actual video footage of Brie Larson when she was a kid. Now, don't quote me on that, but it's like dated to the right age thing. And it looks, the little girl in the videos look like her. So, Joan Cusack, plays her mom.
Ooh, you think any relation to John Cusack?
Yes.
Better known for Con Air. Initial release September 11th, 2017. Wow. Okay. Well, the terrorists didn't win, so that's good. We're still working on the 11th. Never forget. Okay, so here's a synopsis I got from Google.
Don't you listen?
Google, www.google.com. After failing out of art school and taking a humdrum office job, God, been there. A whimsical painter gets a chance to fulfill her lifelong dream of adopting a unicorn. Now,
Or-
do not spoil
Okay.
whether or not this is like a weird tone thing. I'm interested.
It's an indie
I don't wanna know
style,
if it's
dude,
real life
so
or anything.
I'm not gonna spoil anything like that.
Well, you know, when you say adopting a unicorn, there's all kinds of ways you can go. It's like, oh, is
Right.
it a real unicorn? Is it a
Right.
stuffed unicorn? Or is it like a pound puppy? Like, what is it? Okay.
Is it Pete's dragon?
Oh, dude, and just from the picture of her, like with the painter's hat and like all the colors on her face, that photo alone seems like she's emoting more than she ever did in Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? It's just like you can see the difference.
There's a lot of energy in her in this movie too.
Well, there's a
when it
reason
needs
why
to
she
be.
Well, there's a reason why she won a goddamn. Wow. There's a reason why she won a fucking Oscar, dude. She's talented.
Yeah.
I always tell people a lot of times the reason why I hate movies is because I'm disappointed. It's just like you had all this money, you had all the people, you had what you needed, and then you just shit the bed for why? No reason?
This movie's from 2017, but it didn't go on the Netflix until this month, and it's a Netflix movie, so I'm guessing it went to a bunch of festivals before.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if it's independent, I'm sure.
Right. And then Sam Jackson is in this, so I was wondering, me and Nick were both asking, and I think it was shot after they did Captain Marvel. Just because that's probably how she got him to like come and do her movie.
I don't know about that. Sam Jackson will do fucking anything these days, man.
Yeah. Who's another one? John Cusack. Bradley Whitford is in it as her dad. And then everyone else, like her parents and her, and then Sam Jackson's character were the only ones that I recognized. And well, there's one other guy, but I couldn't remember where I had seen him from.
Bradley Whitford. He's in fucking everything, dude.
No, that's her dad. No, Hamish Linklater. He's in. Okay, let's see. What have I seen him in? I'm looking.
The New
at his
Adventures of Old Christine.
That's where I've seen him from. That's where.
Wow, really? That show sucked, dude. Wasn't that what's her face from Seinfeld?
Yep.
God damn. Oh, dude, Phil Coulson was in that shit too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the ex-husband.
Oh my god.
That's the first place
that was why I
saw
watched
him
it.
in. Yeah.
That's why I watched it. God, that show sucked. Oh, I wanted that to be good. Apparently
Haters
she's
gonna
really good
hate.
on. Apparently she's really good on Veep. I never watched that. I want to though.
Yeah.
God damn, that show sucked. Oh man, that's funny. God, I'm still popping up at the Deadpool cast. I'm looking at Zazie Beetz still. She's so cute. Man. Anyway,
But yeah, go check that movie out, dude.
I absolutely want to.
Hannah
see it. That
might
sounds
like
good.
it more than you. I don't know. It depends. Just don't
dare
try and
you.
rip it apart right away, dude.
How dare you? What?
Be
Dude,
like, what the fuck is she doing?
I know you think I'm just a straight up Brie Larson hater. Look, man. I'm only judging her on Captain Marvel. All right? It felt like she phoned it in.
Why
And
doesn't
then
she
she
just
goes-
fucking call Goose to help her do this?
Fucking Flurkin or the Merkin or whatever the hell those things are called.
The Flirkin. I need to go back and rewatch Captain Marvel, see if I can find anything fun in it that I like.
That's so crazy. I figured you would have liked it.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
No. It was
I'm just
an
trying to figure
okay
out.
movie. I just I wish they would have had, like I said before in the one podcast, I wish there was more Coulson in it if they're going to have him in
Yeah.
it and spend the money to de-age him anyway. Shit.
I did like your accidental theory that we didn't go deep into, is that maybe he's like a Skrull.
Yeah.
I was like, what if that's the twist in fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
That's what I was thinking. Because he said
like, that
it's,
could be
it's
cool.
still him, but it's not like Coulson. So
cool.
that would be perfect.
I'd be down for that. And then like maybe like, because they get to a point like, because the whole point with Skrulls is that they take on the identity to a point where they legitimately believe that they are that person, that's super cool. I don't know if the Captain Marvel movie explored that at all, but like in the cartoons and stuff, that's the point, is like they take on, they don't just look like them, they become the person,
Right.
to a point where they actually forget that they're a Skrull because it makes them more qualified to take over somebody's.
They loosely
thing,
get
which is
on.
cool.
They loosely do it. They don't really.
Yeah.
Like they kind of hint towards it with the one character, but there's nothing like concrete
that could be
in it.
real. Because that could be really cool in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Like, you could really dive into that, and that'd be really cool. I mean, it would definitely lend itself better to a serial show versus a, 2-hour movie.
Right.
So, that would be cool. I would like that twist. Especially those writers are pretty decent at balancing the goofy, over-the-top shit with the really serious action, dark shit, too.
And I think it would be a good way to transition too, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has dealt a lot with the Kree already.
Yeah.
So just add them in, especially the way they treated the Kree and the Skrulls in the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
it could be something
I'm
they
excited
could
for the new
redeem.
season. Can only hope, man.
Next subject.
You watch a lot of these movies, so you might have seen this cut. Did you see the Rogue edition of
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past?
No, I didn't. I don't care about any of that stuff.
They got me.
I saw the first one. I actually liked the casting and stuff was cool. I was out. What the fuck?
The fuck? Hold on. The robot's trying to take off.
What the fuck? Is that like your Roomba or something?
Yeah. And job. And now.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can fucking control your Roomba with the phone.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut that. Fuck. What was I saying?
The cut of Future Past. You like it?
Days of Future Past. Okay. No, like those movies kind of. I really like Days of Future Past, like the first one. The casting was really kind of good. Dude, Michael Fassbender's incredible. Jennifer Lawrence was a pretty good call for Mystique. You can obviously tell she didn't give a shit about it after a couple, which I wouldn't either, because they wrote that character so wrong. I mean, even like Kevin Bacon was not bad as a villain, and like I liked showing off a little bit more motivation for Magneto and stuff, or Magneto, whatever you want to call him, because I don't use magnetes, I use magnets. I don't know, it was really cool. I kind of washed my hands of it though with the scene. You know how you're fucking you still make me mad about how you stopped watching Game of Thrones because of who apparently the poster man dies in the first season.
Yeah.
I was kind of like that with Days of Future Past, the scene where they're all hanging out, spoilers for Days of Future Past, when they're all having like that lounging scene and kind of all the potential superheroes are hanging out and they all get essentially murdered by Hazel.
All right. Where they're like,
whatever the fuck his name is.
Where S.H.I.E.L.D. should be.
They all die? And I go, wow, okay, this sucked. Like, you just spent like half the movie introducing all these characters.
Well,
and
they
making me
don't,
kind of giving a shit.
they don't all die. Only one dies.
They killed them all. They killed the butterfly chick. They killed that other dude.
No, they didn't. They take the butterfly chick with them. Because
Are
she
you
ends up
sure?
fighting with them at the end of the movie.
Why do I not remember any of that?
Because you Game of Thrones it and don't remember that shit.
I guess I maybe really didn't like that.
Because they only kill, the only one who dies is the one who adapts. And he puts the thing inside of him and his body adapts. And he dies that way. Yeah. And then the rest of them like stay back. And then the butterfly chick and one other person, I believe, goes with them.
And why do I keep calling it Days of Future Past? It was First Class.
Yeah, that's First Class.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
I knew what you were
Goddamn.
talking about.
Yeah, well, you know. Just so everybody knows I'm not completely retarded. Again, this is a problem with all these movies. They're so not great that they all kind of just meld together. They're just so... they're just paint by numbers.
If you ever get a chance to watch the Days of Future Past Rogue cut, the scenes that they add into it actually make it the storyline kind of cool, and you understand why certain things happened within the movie that they don't they just like cut to, because they cut out like big scenes in there. Like, granted, they don't have any weight on like the main storyline going on, but as far as like what's going on in the present time, it helps tackle that. And then of course they bring Rogue in too. So, but then you're left questioning, well, how the fuck does she still have her powers if she got river powers in Last Stand and blah blah blah, and fuck yourselves. Come on, Disney, make us a better X-Men movie.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching the scene right now.
Okay.
And of course it's the black guy they killed.
Yeah. Cause he adapts to
there's-
everything there.
And there's the chick. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Whoa.
Which they never went in and did the whole Azazel and Mystique hook up, and then they make their kid that she saves in like the third one. I think it's the third one he's in.
Oh my god, he looks like the extremist thing. Well, that's just sad.
Right.
Oh my god, he looks like a weeping angel. Well, that's double sad. Goodbye.
Extremist. I forgot all about Extremist.
No, I really liked I liked First Class for the most part, and then it was just kind of like, oh, everything after that it was just kind of like, okay. Well, they're just
Well, yeah, they did like get you to like all these characters. They rushed it, like showing what these characters can all do, and then all of a sudden, just for no damn reason, the girl's like, I'm gonna go be bad. They just killed somebody that, you know, was my buddy, so I'll join them because I'm scared.
It just seemed like a weird. I don't know, and maybe it was just because in the other movies were just kind of so like whatever.
Yeah.
That I guess maybe it tainted that first one. Because I don't know. I remember liking the first one because I was like, oh, James McAvoy's Professor X is pretty good. Michael Fassbender's fucking awesome. I like Jennifer Lawrence. I'll watch her in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even Havoc was all right. I liked him. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Now I know you said something the other day about the last X-Men movie that Fox did, the one that's actually going to be put out in theaters, the
Dark Phoenix or
yeah.
whatever? Yeah.
What do you like? You don't really look forward to that one coming out, dude?
Who cares? Nobody
Yeah.
cares. That movie should have died before it got released. I mean, it was dumb. It's just dumb. Apocalypse was not great. It was really bad.
It was pretty though.
I mean, that's Hollywood to a T now. It's
Yeah.
just make it look good and people will show up. They don't care. Nobody cares.
That's
anymore.
a lot of artists in general. They try it. Like I have friends of mine that they do like video work. I guess it's mostly music video stuff, or they do some photography here and there, and it all looks the same. So I can't tell which friend I'm paying attention to, whether it's a person that we went to school with, who I won't mention at the moment, or like one of my other buddies who didn't even go to school and is doing the same exact style, because it's like that's the stylized thing that everyone's
the
doing.
Instagram style, man.
It's not even the Instagram style. It's just like, it's kind of like that pure clean cut. There's nothing. Like, I can't find a flaw in it besides the fact that it all looks the same.
I mean, do you have like an example? Like maybe like could you tell me like a brand or something that you see all the time? Like
So it's a lot in like let's see here, the like hip hop type stuff, like hip hop music videos,
okay.
or how like everything is super dark and they have like one light on.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
person.
Dude,
and
let me tell
shit,
you,
and
that's the same thing I see. I guess I bring up Instagram because, again, I do photography stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest gripe is that fucking cosplay chicks need to chill the fuck out, dude. They all look the fucking same. There's literally like 3 blonde cosplayers who all look like Jessica Nigri. And at the end of the day, it's like, do something different, man. Like, it's like, everything's like a pale backdrop, and then they put like one filter on it. And it's just like, you know, they put like one fucking filter on it, and it's just like, you putting color on it it's not impressive anymore. It's like, just again, everybody just seems so uninspired now. Like everybody
Yeah.
wants to like get things put out so fast and taken care of so quickly that like they're totally fine being exactly like everyone else.
Right.
Like it's like okay, so here I am saying that as a prick who put out a Star Wars fan reaction to the trailer, right?
Yeah.
But it was so funny to sit there and go, I'm about to do what everybody else is doing, but I have a feeling that my video is about to go in a completely different direction. And sure enough, dude, to like where I'm already like black helicopters about it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking YouTube, dude. I just scrolled through like the top 50 to 100 videos, and they're all positive reactions.
Right.
Where I just want to know, where's the one person who's like, this is fucking stupid. Like, I don't want to see this. This looks fucking retarded. Because it is retarded.
Which is,
I am sorry.
It's funny too because I posted a picture with your URL on Instagram, and then I dropped that same video in the bio for people to go and see it. Yeah. And I just like tagged like, you know, Star Wars, Skywalker Rise or whatever. I have all these people now that have like Star Wars in their fucking name. They're following me now for no reason. I'm like, you didn't even watch the video, dude.
That's what I'm saying,
You
dude.
just
You don't
assume
even
that
know.
it's a good video or not. Like,
Bruh, I ripped that shit apart. And the difference between me and other people is I try to at least every single time I say why I hate something, I give an example why.
right.
It's like I think I made a joke about how like God damn it. We like well like even something as simple as like I thought Kat Dennings was actually really funny in the first Thor movie.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not funny in the second one.
Well, they overplayed her in the second one.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like you saw the difference. Like I know there's a difference because I literally witnessed it.
Right.
There's too much pandering funny versus like, oh, we peppered in the funny correctly.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you see the difference between like you watch Black Panther and then you watch Into the Spider-Verse. You see somebody being diverse and culturally sensitive and impressive versus somebody being like really.
I'll say this dude's name, and I'll cut it out.
Oh God!
Just so you understand what style I'm talking about.
Should I? Is this on Instagram? Can I look it up right now?
I mean, you know him. One of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Everybody does the same style like that, like sleeked back and same style, same everything. I'm like, you guys aren't being creative, and it all looks the same. And how can I distinguish one from another?
It's a media thing,
right?
Because I have another guy. I have a guy.
Okay.
He was part of our camera team from one dude. He went off and did a bunch of stuff too.
Right.
And all his videos look exactly the same. It's all the same. It's like they get their hands on good equipment and they think being mediocre makes it special. And it's always kind of crazy to me that like.
Well, see, I don't like that it all looks the same. And yeah, you can get great equipment. Like I could go out and drop a couple grand on a camera and shoot the same stuff, but is it really my style? That's not, And the same thing with freaking Instagram being so big. It's like everybody does the same stupid bullshit over and over. But if you don't do that same stupid bullshit over and over, you're not going to get people that follow you.
Which is crazy, dude. Like that's the weird culture that we live in right now, is that people get really mad about like, oh, you're nitpicking or you're over analyzing. I'm like, you're insane. Like we're in a culture now where we consume media in an exponential way.
Right.
In any 2 seconds, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm seeing imagery constantly. It's to a point where, of course I'm going to overanalyze it. It's like, your thing sucks because I've seen 100 other versions of it that have done it better.
That's why.
Now,
movies like Avengers was fucking awesome when it first came out, the first one.
Exactly.
Because
Like, don't
it
get-
had not been done.
Yeah,
Well,
and like don't get me wrong,
to
it
that
was
scale.
like, you know, it's not perfectly sound. It's like, well, yeah, some of the lighting doesn't quite hold up. It's generic, or like some of the costumes don't look great, or this doesn't look great. But it'll hold up because it was the first time somebody done it.
Right.
So maybe on a technical level it's not impressive, but on a cultural like magnitude, it was really impressive because you just hadn't seen anything like it before. It's like, you know, LeBron winning 6 championships doesn't seem quite as impressive because you saw Michael Jordan do it in a different time. So I get it. Like, that's why you have those conversations. But at the end of the day, it's like, of course you're going to get put under a magnifying glass and be critiqued on a much harder scale because we can all see it now. It's like a good photo didn't mean anything to us because the only time we saw a good video or something like that was when we went to the movies or when we rented a movie or this or that. It's like, no, now we have online distribution. YouTube, dude, like we can go on and see how people did things like constantly.
Also,
Cosplay's a great example.
Right.
Like you can see somebody do something in their garage that looks better than something I just saw in a movie.
in the same way, though, dude, like a lot of people will look at it. So if I don't do like that shininess that everybody else is doing, right? And I like my stuff a little more gritty, or I like it in, you know, just with some definition to it, with style, with something that says me rather than those 5 million people over there.
Yeah.
They'll look at it and be like, well, that's not artistic, or that's not clean, or that's not good because it's not like this that I've already seen and done and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it gets like to that point too where, especially in the day and age where we're like a social media is like king for growing your business or growing your brand or whatever you want to call it these days. Like if you don't do what everyone else is doing, you kind of get fucked. And another part of it is kind of like on Facebook the other day, I was part of this YouTube group, and someone posted something asking about how they can get more subs and more likes and stuff on their video. And the first fucking comment that someone said to them was, find out what's trending, do what's trending, and stick with that. Like,
That's insane.
That's the stupidest. Why would you do that when you're starting your YouTube channel because it's something you're apparently interested in? Usually, you don't start a YouTube channel for money because it's a lot of fucking work.
Lack of passion shows.
Right.
It will always show. If you are not in something, it shows. And
no offense
internet-
to like guys like PewDiePie.
He's about to offend someone.
Like PewDiePie on YouTube.
Oh, that fucking guy.
Dude has gotten so lazy and it's so repetitive and it's all the same bullshit. All he does really that's entertaining is make stupid noises with his mouth.
I mean, you said that, but he's been like that since day one.
Has he?
He's
Well,
not
I
great.
didn't.
He
I just
sucks.
started watching him like 2-3 months ago.
He sucks. You want to see good? Go watch original Achievement Hunter stuff. That's good. That's good shit.
What they were doing that stuff.
Rooster Teeth
was doing it before YouTube was even out, though.
2003, baby. They were
Yeah.
killing it. I think YouTube hit big in 2005, if I
So
remember correctly.
they literally built themselves up from nothing. Where even with YouTube stars, you're building yourself up from nothing, but you're having that name to help boost you up. Where like
Well,
Rooster Teeth built their own website and everything.
You don't
and
even
did
need the
it.
name. I'm just saying the idea that like distribution is no longer a problem.
Right. No,
problem
there's
is-
always distribution there somewhere.
Yeah. But now it's point and click. You're
Right.
done. Like, I mean, think about 20 years ago. You made a video. That's impressive. That was already hard enough to make a video. Like, there wasn't a lot of consumer stuff. Like, the flip camera was barely invented at that point. Now we have 4 cameras and a phone.
Right.
That look better than things you could have bought 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Finding the hardware and doing the stuff now is not the difficult part. It's making something that people want to see. And now even that is becoming harder because there's so much noise
Right.
to break through. And
And
like,
everyone's trying to do the same thing too. They're
Yeah,
not
and-
trying to create something themselves. They're like, okay, well, this guy played a video game and he's got this many views. Maybe I should do the same thing.
Yeah.
Are
And
you a
it's-
gamer though? Do you like
Yeah.
playing it? It's like me. Like I'll do game videos just for the hell of it. I'm not trying to do it as like my niche or anything to like boost any views. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. If I'm doing it, it's because I want to just practice.
Yeah, I do Let's Plays like with my girlfriend for two reasons. One, because it gives me an excuse to play with her and it's fun. But also making the videos and stuff makes me feel like I'm not just wasting time while I'm playing.
Right.
I feel like I'm actively doing something or creating, regardless of whether or not I actually put the video out. I mean, Hannah and I have a 2-hour-long Breath of the Wild video that I've yet to finish editing.
Yeah.
And it's because, well, if I edit it, I edit it. I don't care. Like, it's not going to do anything. I just did it because I want to. And here's the way I always think about it. It's a numbers game, right? People have to have a little more trust in themselves, right? That there's 7 billion people on the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm breaking this down to, like, say you and I want to create anything. Like, we want, like, just for shitty example, that I want to do these trailer reviews. That's all I want to do.
Right.
Not even movie reviews, just trailers. Because I want to make fun of people who maybe don't know how to edit trailers or bad marketing or blah, blah, blah.
And it's cheaper to do trailer reviews than movies.
There you go. True. And that'll be my niche. We're going to do a hypothetical thing.
Right.
So now I come up with my style. I do it the way I want to do it because why did I edit it this way? Because it's quick. It's something I could put out easy, something that feels genuine. I'm not overthinking it, and I'm putting it out, and it's genuine. It's me. It's my voice. Physically and hypothetically, or metaphorically. I'm doing it this way. So now I'm posting it, right? You're worried about an audience. The hardest part is reaching the audience that is tailor-made for your content. Because there are 7 billion people on the planet. Let's just cut that in half and say that half of those people are even in your demographic. So now we're down to 3.5 billion. Let's even just go 10% of that, right? What's that? 300 million? Something like that?
Yeah.
Just to keep rounding it down. 300 million people who even probably have access to the internet. We could even cut that in half if you want now. That's 150 million people who are even in a position to see what you make. Now, let's cut that in half for people who even care about that content. We got 75 million now. There you go. Let's cut that down to, I don't know, people who actually find you funny. There you go. Now we're at like 30 million. Now, for any other reason in the world, let's just cut that into like a third. Let's just take a third of those people. Now you're down to 10 million people. That is not a hard percent. Like, you're literally looking for like 3% of the population just to look at your thing. Having an audience that will like your stuff. I refuse to believe that you can't go somewhere and say that there's at least 200,000 people in this world that have the exact same opinion that I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is not a hard thing to think. There are plenty of people. Politics are a perfect example of that. No matter how crazy or out there you are or how right you are or any of that stuff, religion's an even better example. These far-fetched stories and things that you have to just have faith in. You're telling me that there's not a percentage out there that's a significant number of people. That's how cults get started, for God's sake. A significant idea that these people will agree with you wholeheartedly.
Right.
That is not the hard part, is knowing that those people exist. It's reaching those people. It's getting your content to those people. That's the hard part. Breaking through the noise. So at the end of the day, you have to trust that what you want to create and the vision that you have and the way you want to do things is viable
Mm-hmm.
and it is creative. Now, granted, you need people around you to tell you hone it in or maybe do a little bit of this. You don't have to 100% kowtow to those people, but you
Right.
need to have perspective. There's a difference between writing people off and compromising.
Right.
I don't have to agree with you that maybe like, hey, your video's too long. It's 10 minutes or like it's 30 minutes or who's going to listen to an hour and a half podcast? You should make 30-minute podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
You don't have enough
No.
content for that, so people are
Or
gonna
does
say
it-
shit like that all the time.
or it doesn't matter.
or
You're
like
not the
with-
person, then I'm not making it for you.
Right.
If you don't like an hour and a half, then it's not for you.
Right.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, for all we know, people don't want to listen to our content. People don't even care about movies or care about this or whatever. Not all of that is fucking irrelevant, dude. It's for the 90 people that don't like our stuff, there's 100 people over there that think exactly the same way we do.
Right. And they like to listen to it no matter what, even if they don't. And that's the thing too, is people think just because someone doesn't necessarily agree with what you're saying in a podcast or like the specific style that you're doing your videos in or your photography style, that doesn't mean they're not going to still take that content in. Like, I'll watch a video even if I don't like the style, as long as I can get something out of it. I'll listen to a podcast if it's talking about shit that I really don't care about sometimes, just to get some other point of view.
Yeah,
It's one of those things, like, people will bitch and bitch and bitch. I have tons of people that work in this entertainment business like we do, and they will bitch at me all the time that there is no way for them to break out because there's no one wants to see their stuff or hear their stuff. And I'm not just talking like podcasts. When I say hear, I mean like music or, indie games and shit like that, because we know people from everywhere.
Well, you and I are having we have the discussion within ourselves here. Here we are,
right,
actually making content. Already that's step one.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the hardest parts is getting motivated to actually make the content.
right,
and have enough faith in yourself that you're making content not only that you want to see. At the end of the day, I always say make something that you want to see or that that your friends would want to see.
right.
You know what I mean? Play to the audience that you want. And at the end of the day, God, I've almost lost everything. But it's one of those. I'm so sick of that. It's like you and I, we are completely different when it comes to our approach to getting our artwork out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very timid. I have zero faith in myself. I have zero anything. Like, I love recording with you, and I love just chatting. We're having fun. We're talking about shit that we care about.
And we talk about it even if we weren't on the podcast.
Exactly. And that's awesome. Me, I would never sit down and do this because I would be like, who the fuck? I hate my fucking voice. I don't want to do this. I would never. Like that video, like the Star Wars video, I love that video. I'm actually very happy with it. Even made me chuckle a few times, but it's because I wasn't thinking about making it.
Right.
I was watching the video and bitching about it to you. And then my audio just kind of worked on a one-sided level. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just kind of worked. Because it almost sounds like I'm bitching to an audience as if the audience were my friend.
Yeah.
When in real life, I'm bitching to you about it. But because of that, it feels very genuine and it feels very real.
Right.
And, but I would never have done that on my own. Like, Hannah's like, I hope you make more videos like that. And I'm like, but how do you recreate something like that? You know what I mean? I can't just put the microphone in front and go, all right, I'm going to start bitching. It's not going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then as an artist, you start to overanalyze that shit and then you just don't make it. You psych yourself out. And that's a bad thing to do.
That's been one of the biggest things for me is I always overthink the shit. But having the wife I have that's like, you better fucking do something or I'm kicking your ass out. That helps push it. That helps me push it. But like this podcast, I mean, I've been talking about doing a podcast with you for over a year?
Years, dude. Years.
And
it's been
it finally
multiple years.
took like the passing of my brother to finally get my ass going and being like, all right, let's go. Let's do
And
this.
condolences, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think we might hopefully eventually dive into it. I don't think we're at a point yet where
No,
we
not
should
yet.
get too personal
Yeah.
yet. I think I want people to understand us as artists before they get to have a lot
Yeah.
to do with our lives. But no, I totally get it. And it's
But even with like my videos, like I started the Mike Shrews YouTube channel like a year ago now. No, not I think it might be a year now. There's not been very many things on there except for these podcasts. Actually, these podcasts are what's most of the video content is now. And it's like I was doing it, and then of course I fucked my leg up because I put a video out right after I broke my leg. I finished
and I think you
editing
did
it.
one right before it too. You like launched your channel, did a couple of things, and then got hurt.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh man, that's but that's a great example. You just put that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did that like a year ago. I've had a fucking YouTube channel with tons of content on it
Mm-hmm.
for what? 3, 4, almost 8 years?
Okay. Yeah,
I'm talking
closed
like-
mine down. Like I had another channel. It was Loco Madness TV because
And see, and
I
I've
was
never even
fucking
seen that.
stupid and I had it before we met. And that's where I ended up putting a lot of videos that we made in school. And then right before I left there to move here, I pulled all the videos off and deleted the channel because I was like, okay, I need to get a little more serious and
Just
I
need to
was like,
revamp.
Yeah, I need a whole revamp. But now, like, I was going back and I was like watching some of the videos that were on that channel, and I saw the logo pop up, and I was like, I should just make this a fucking segment on my channel that I have now, or something, you know. But no, like, yeah, like everybody that's a creator, because we know so many creators, especially going to school with so many. But in life itself, like I worked in the music business for a minute before I met you, and going through there, you meet so many creative people. Like I know people that have worked on professional albums with like Lil Wayne and stuff, and D12 and all sorts of like hip hop artists, anyways. And even a couple of country singers. But like still, when you see them, I always get the same backlash from them as like they're complaining to me that they can't get like anything done or anything. I'm like, how many kids do you have? 0? Oh, go fucking do it right now.
go do it,
You don't have to worry about paying for your kids or anything like that. Like, you know, and it's one of those things. The hardest thing about it is a lot of the times to get your content out now, it's all through social media.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing for that is the dumbass algorithms that they have built in.
the table.
It's the dumb algorithms they have built in. He keeps telling me not to hit the table.
I figure you'll cut that
Yeah.
part.
No,
I don't
I
want
might
I don't
not.
want
I might not.
I don't want everybody to feel like I'm your mom. Chastity. I just don't want you to undercut your point with like banging
Yeah.
over your words and stuff.
But
no,
like
no, I totally
the algorithms are
feel you.
bitch, especially like the way Instagram is. Like if you want to post one, you can't post anything longer than 60 seconds as a video format.
Yeah.
So you have to be like right on 60 seconds. Everything within their algorithm is based on fucking hashtags.
Yeah.
How many followers you already have, how many likes your shit gets, and then that will boost it into other stuff. Even if you have a public page like I do, it's like it's still
See,
everything.
and I hate that cultural shift. I really do. My biggest problem with social media and like putting my content out there, I don't like likes, like just random
Right.
likes or like heart emojis and shit. Leave a fucking comment. Like
Right.
say something, because
I've been tempted to make a post on Instagram like with a cool picture and everything, and then in the description to see if people are actually reading, you know, say, you know, you're a fucktard if you hit like. if you leave a comment, you're totally awesome or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean something because like at the end of the day, I don't know if you actually like if you're like, oh, I got a view, I got 100,000 views. That's awesome. How many people got like 30 seconds into it and then quit?
Right.
And I got the view. It's like, okay, did you like the whole thing? Did you actually like the style? Did you just like, did it accidentally just play?
Yeah. Like
Like,
on YouTube when they just start playing.
Yeah, when it
them
doesn't
and shit.
autoplay. Like,
Yeah.
did I get a free view? Or
And
is
they
it
do
just
it on
me? Like,
Facebook too. Facebook now auto plays. That's why
Yep.
I upload your shit just straight to Facebook. So I was like, fuck them. They're gonna have to hear his voice now.
now, and I'm just like, it's one of those deals where I sit back and I go, like, come on, man. Like, we work really hard on this stuff, and you just going thumbs up is not sufficient.
Right. Like leave a
You know,
comment. I try and leave comments on every video. If
Just
I'm gonna especially if I'm gonna like the video, I'll leave a comment on it.
Or like, oh, that was pretty funny. Or like, oh, I mean, that was great, but
Yeah.
does it really have to be that long? It's like, I get that, like, maybe you're afraid maybe you'll sound like an asshole for doing that, but it's like, you know, yeah, maybe personally I'll look at that comment and go, oh, maybe. But if I have only 2 people go, oh, that's really long, then I go fuck yourself.
Right.
This isn't for you then. But if I have 90 people go, boy, that's really long and it's not that entertaining, like, cut it down. It's like, well, if I have 100 people tell me that, I go, maybe I should probably cut this down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, make it little or whatever. Or
Like-
maybe,
like
hey,
with you,
don't cut so many tangents. Let's go longer.
Yeah.
It's like I'm folding laundry while I listen to your podcast, so a 2-hour podcast would be good, so I don't have to fucking start the next episode every 2 seconds.
And it's like with some of my videos, and you told me, you're like, dude, just don't do that. It's, you know, was the stupid dolphin noise I was using to bleep out the fuck words every
Yeah.
time. And I was doing it in videos, but then like we started doing these podcasts, and I was like, there's no fucking point, because I'm not going through and bleeping every fuck.
Yeah. Or even
Which is
like
a
if you're
pain
gonna-
in the ass to do when I did that Slender Man movie review.
Yeah.
And I was like, it literally, that was part of the title was, what the dolphin noise is this? Because it was supposed to be what the fuck.
Yeah.
And I was literally saying fuck like a lot in that video. I was like, yep,
But it's
this was a pain in the ass. It was
But
just
then
too
it's
much
also
work.
but then it also becomes a problem. It's like, well, do you use you don't want to set the precedent. Do I use the dolphin noise every time? Do I use do I use the 1K tone? Do I do, you know, how am I going to bleep myself each time? And then you get to that scary point where, like, well, do I also like blur my mouth or put like an infographic over my mouth when I
Right,
say
like
it
those
too,
stupid
or, like-
censor things, yeah.
and then before you know it, you're over editing, and when you're a one-man team, that becomes a problem.
Especially when you're trying to pump them out too, because that's another thing is for the algorithms, you need to stay relative, you need to stay on top, you need to post like weekly or monthly or on a stable basis. And I say fuck you to that. If you want to watch my shit, just watch my shit.
Yep, I don't play
shouldn't-
that game. I'm a very, very big proponent of have your own fucking website,
Right.
dude. The only reason why I didn't was because I moved, and then like I wasn't getting photo gigs as often, because obviously, if any photographer out there knows, unless you're really big and you know people are seeking you out, 90% of the time your clientele is return.
Right.
It's like, oh, I did their engagement video, so of course I'm gonna do their wedding, and then when they have their first kid, I'm gonna do that, or when they want to do this. That's how that works. And then you get friends and family of them to come and hook up with you and stuff. And then, but at the end of the day, you need to have your own website.
Right.
If you want to be a legitimate artist, you have to have your own corner of the internet, because you don't know how long Facebook's going to go. You don't know how long Instagram's going to go. You don't know how long these social media websites are going to go.
I mean,
You know,
look at Instagram
5
too. Like it's something that's still brand kind of new. They're still developing it. They're still changing shit. They have stupid Instagram TV, which is fucking retarded.
dumb. It's so
because
dumb.
you have to record everything horizontally. I'm like, no. I try to tell people when they bring me fucking footage, if you want me to edit it, just turn your goddamn phone. It's
God
like
damn it.
one little thing. Come on. But
It's like if
and then
you want me to-
Instagram is like promoting you to do that bullshit.
Yeah, it's
Guys,
horseshit.
people, do not shoot video horizontally. It's not meant for it.
Vertical
Or
video.
vertically, yeah.
vertical video is the fucking scourge of the internet. Your TV is not vertical. God damn it. If you want that aesthetic, you can edit that on.
Right.
Shoot it like normal so your pixels actually look good and your aspect ratio is usable. It's like the idea of shooting a photo in RAW if you're going to edit it. It just helps. It helps.
Dude, I had to edit a commercial for a car company here in town, and I came out and shot most of the stuff, and then they said, well, we have some footage that we shot a couple weeks ago that we wanted to toss into the commercial. I'm like, one, how long do you want your goddamn commercial? It's a commercial. And then they sent me the footage. It was all vertical. And I was like, well, this is what it's going to look like. And I sent them the stupid thing, and oh my God.
Nope, done. I'm like, I'm out. I'm going to wash my hands of that.
Yeah.
I will bookend that conversation with a couple of things.
Okay.
One, for any aspiring artists, get your own website.
Yes.
Just always do that. Even if it's not your main focal point, have a place where people can find you and that you control.
And you can do them for free now with like Wix and all that other shit.
Exactly. So there's no reason. Have your own website. 2, if you want to do a series, like a legitimate series, like you're like, I don't care if it's podcasts or short films or whatever. If you're going to do it and you plan to do it on a serial basis, get a couple under your belt first. Get like 6. Do like 6 or 7. Have a back catalog. Because one, might not like your first episode. For me, really might not like your second episode on Arrowverse when you've drank too much. It's important to get yourself a rhythm and understand how viable something is. There's nothing worse than going, I want to do this weekly, finish your first episode, and then realize that it took a lot more effort than you expected. Right.
Also,
so if you can give yourself a buffer, that's good.
Don't think that doing it weekly means you shoot that episode that week, unless it's something that's like current, like like the Endgame movies today. I gotta watch it. I gotta do the like review tonight, and then put it out tomorrow.
Bang it on the table again.
That's the main thing. Is like if you're doing content that's creative and not necessarily time oriented, it's like do a bunch of them. And like John said, like have a bunch under your belt, have them like back cataloged so you can like post this, and this. Cause like what happens like with me is I only had 2 extra videos left after I broke my leg. And trust me, trying to shoot a video where you're super hyper on one leg is not working.
Yep. No, it's and then I really, as an artist, have a little fucking faith in yourself, man.
And have fun. Have fun doing it too.
Again, I'll always say passion and lack of passion is very visible. It's like, how many times do you go to a day job and see somebody at their job and you just look at their face and you go, they fucking really don't want to be here. You know what I mean? And that shit shows up, man. You'll hear it in somebody's voice. You'll see it in their face. You'll see it. You'll just see it. And so if you're not genuine, people will know. And it is not hard to find out. But with that subject, that's all I got, man. Yeah. Like, that's the best I can say.
I'll add onto it just, if you do try to take on the endeavor of doing a YouTube channel or podcast or a whole website or photography as like something that you're really passionate about and you'd want to try and make it like a living thing, like a career out of it, one, don't quit your job right now.
No.
Don't do it because it will take you so long. 2, don't ever hire a company to pay them for likes and followers and shit like that, because it's always fake stuff. They're always bots, and then Instagram just pulls them anyways. Same with YouTube. YouTube, if someone subscribes to you like one day without even watching your content, if like the sub for sub shit, they'll knock them off. They'll just take the sub right away if they've never even watched anything. And then always, like John said, get a website, post your own shit up there. If you have to take and embed the video from YouTube or the podcast from wherever you're putting the podcast, take the RSS feed and drop it on your website. Make it so people can play the shit there, but they have the option to find you everywhere else.
I'm gonna
go on.
Since you were doing the embedding thing, this is a me thing because I also edit and do a lot of stuff. Fucking archive your shit.
Yes.
I cannot tell enough people when you record audio, because like a lot of times, here's a little behind the curtain for you. I finish my audio, Michael gets it, he edits everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I gave him the audio doesn't mean that I don't keep it. I keep my audio. It's archived, dated, ready to go. If something happens,
Right.
I can go back and get it 2 years from now if I have to. Imagine you upload a video to YouTube. 3 years later, YouTube just crashes and deletes half your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get blocked or banned or something.
Or you have to go and download it from YouTube, and the quality is stupid
Drops.
It's ridiculous.
So you want to have access to all of your stuff. It just archive it. Keep it. That is your livelihood. Don't be dumb.
Right.
Now, I want to get off this because it's just making me mad.
All right. Yeah, so that's it for all that, guys. Artists, just go out and do shit.
Yeah,
You're an
trust
artist
yourself.
as long as you're doing it.
I agree.
And stop bitching and whining about what others are doing and creating, because I know people that are doing shit. They're not doing as much as me probably, but they're making a lot more money.
Yeah.
But, you know, you just got to keep at it. Just keep at it. And don't feel like you need to live in other people's shadows.
Yep.
Be your fucking self.
And trust
then
me,
we'll
you
get
don't-
off of this.
You don't want to live somebody else's life anyway,
No.
man. Like I always tell people, it's just like, yeah, it's kind of sad. Like I'm kind of bummed. Like I see all my friends and stuff going off and do cool shit in other countries and cities and shit like that. But it's like, yeah, they're not married or they don't have they're bummed because they don't have a girlfriend or something. And it's like me, I'm like, yeah, with my life, I can't really just pick up and move to the West Coast. I can't afford it. And to drag somebody else with me to do it is completely unfair. But at the end of the day, what's more important to me? A couple of paychecks or like a chance at something, or like somebody I've been with for over 10 years who I know has my back,
Yeah.
like no matter what happens, she's got my back.
Right.
It's like, that's you can't put a price tag on that. You
No.
can't. So that's
man.
it. Just have faith in yourself and make your shit, man. Like just go.
I'll close this out because my wife's going to be home any minute now.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion,
She's a female, right? Like, because we know at the beginning of the podcast you have a problem differentiating.
I mean, depends on the night. No.
Hey, man, it's all right.
So in conclusion to all that bullshit that we just said about that, even though probably everyone turned this off after we started talking about social media.
Hey, man, we went.
It's
we
all
went
good,
From
but,
we went from fun to serious, but I think it's important that you all have a.
We need it.
Perspective.
Just remember, don't be a jellyfish, be a SpongeBob.
What now?
Don't be a jellyfish.
Oh yeah, you have kids.
Don't be a jellyfish, be a SpongeBob. And why is that? I'm ready. Watch some SpongeBob, bro. Just go out there and take the day.
Is mayonnaise an instrument? I like it. Later, nerds.
Thanks for tuning in to another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch this episode and more at soundcloud.com/Operation Babble or iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play at Operation Babble or YouTube at Myke Shrews, MykeShrews. Have a great day, guys. Peace.